Bill Maher debated some conservative guests about the economic recovery on his show on Friday. Let's take a look.
Obama came back with them on Wednesday in Cleveland. He said, "What are you talking about? The economy is a disaster. Unemployment was 10% 6 months into my term. Now it's 5.5. The Dow was under 8,000 when I took office. Now it's almost 18,000. GDP was minus 5.4%. Now it's 2.8%. The deficit was 9.8% of GDP. Now it's 2.2%. At what point?
Okay.
At what point? I mean, these are... No, I'm not saying it for a... These are facts. At what point do Republicans look foolish for being on the talking point page that no longer fits?
And you know what? Those are the facts. Those are the realities.
Yes.
The economy is still underperforming. Poverty levels are at record high.
10 million
wages
people unemployed.
are still stagnant.
They're
we
not.
Still have issues.
They're
Yes.
not.
Yes,
We
they
still,
are.
of course, we have
You're
issues.
living
We're
in
not
LA.
we're not living in Eden. Of
Right.
course, there are issues.
Thank
But
you.
these are facts.
No, and I'm
The
just saying
economy.
you're facts.
You know, the interesting thing, he also talked about income inequality. Now, the New York Times, hardly a Republican publication, quoting Berkeley, a study of Berkeley, again, hardly Pepperdine University, they came out with a study that showed that the top 1% have done better under Obama than they did under Bush or under Clinton.
And what is Taylor going to do?
And yet he keeps talking income inequality. And
Anyone
that's a fact.
I blame income inequality on, it's the Democrats. For years, they have been the sticking point.
Yeah.
Are you...
Again, Berkeley,
just insane.
Berkeley
But
and the
none of
New
their
York Times published this.
But Jack, none of their
wasn't the Republican
policies that they
National
are
Committee.
suggesting.
But Jack, what are the Republicans going to do about it? No
Yes.
one's going to debate
well, let
income
me tell
minimum.
you
What
what
are you going to do? Are you going to raise the minimum wage? Are you going to put more subsidies in for childcare? Are you going to support the president's community college initiative? All of those things
All of those
will
are more
help
government.
income inequality. Then
All
tell me
those
what
are
you're
more
going to do.
government and more debt. I'll tell you the way to do it is unshackle the private sector, get the nanny state out of the people's lives, let people start their own businesses.
Here's what the Republicans are now doing. They know that all of the issues that they normally scream about, the deficit, the private sector, the stock market, they know that all of those are getting better, if not just flat out doing well right now. So since they can't attack Obama for the deficit, the private sector, and the stock market, now all of a sudden they move the goalposts and they care deeply about income inequality. The things that they're proposing as solutions are not solutions. Those are the things that will exacerbate the problems. Remember, it was cutting taxes and deregulating, which led to the stock market crash and the subprime mortgage crisis. It was cutting taxes for the rich and deregulating, which led to the Great Depression. Remember, in the 19-teens and the 1920s leading up to the 1929 stock market crash, all we had was right-wing economic policies where we had deregulation and Wall Street was running wild and we cut taxes for the rich. Every time we've tried that throughout history, the result has been the exact same thing, where you have boom-bust economic cycles. Everything takes off initially, but it's essentially not real money. It's monopoly money. It's fake money. You just created a bubble, and then the bubble pops, and then everybody's worse off than they were beforehand. And this is why you need government regulation, and this is why you need a high marginal tax rate to make sure that wealth doesn't get out of control, and you make sure that these people don't end up taking over the economic policy of the country and choosing the direction in which it goes and rigging the system to help them. So make no mistake about it. It's not like the Republicans actually care about income inequality all of the sudden. No, it's that they know that the arguments that they used to use, they can't use anymore because Obama's doing well in the conservative areas. So now they talk about income inequality because they know there's a real issue there. But of course, if/when they get into power, they're going to do everything which makes the problem worse. They're going to exacerbate the problem even more by doing the same George W. Bush policies which brought us the Great Recession and the same policies that brought us the Great Depression.